Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new and gorgeous T-Rex. Now this thing is absolutely massive. You can see the head probably over my right shoulder and then the tail over my left. This thing really does take up a lot of space, but it is absolutely stunning when you start putting it together. So what we're going to do as per normal, take a very quick look at the box artwork and the instruction booklet. Then we're going to tuck into the two fantastic minifigures that it comes with. The print on these two are very, very good indeed. Then I'm actually going to strip some of the set apart to show you guys and girls some of the Easter eggs that are included within this set, and then obviously go over all of the different building techniques as well. So with that being said, let's get to it. So we'll start off with the box artwork very, very quickly, move on to the instruction booklet, then we'll get tucked into the actual set itself. But down at the bottom left-hand corner, it is an 18 plus, item number 76968. You get 3,145 pieces, and you can see just the amount of detail that the set entails, and we'll be going over that very, very shortly. Top right-hand corner is obviously the name of the set, and then in the bottom right-hand corner is the logo from the Jurassic Park / Jurassic World. 1-for-1 scale with regards to what he is actually holding. So Dr. Alan Grant is holding that in minifigure form. And again, this is the top of the box artwork. So if it is on the shelf the wrong way around, at least you can clearly see what this set is. Now, again, either side, you have got a good option with regards to knowing what the set is, which you've got a huge T-Rex head on the one side, again with both logos on the one side, and then on the other side it's just the two logos there. Now the bits and pieces on the back are quite important if you are wondering just actually how big this thing is. So it is 105 centimeters or 41.5 inches in length, and it's 33 centimeters or 13 inches high. But this is fully stiff and fully erect. You can give it a curve, which is what they've done on the tail just here, and it will save you a little bit of space, and that's exactly what I'm going to be messing around with in a short while. You've also got some beautiful prints. Now there is more than one of them, which I was actually quite surprised about. I didn't spoil this for myself at all, but there are no stickers included within this set, and we have got a little bit of artwork just here on the bottom right hand corner. Right, there is the set itself that we're looking at in a couple of minutes time, but we are going to start off very, very quickly with the three different instruction booklets. Now it does come in this new style paper recycling bag, and there are three different booklets. Now booklet number one's easy enough because it's got a 1 in the top left hand corner, and then it's got a 1 on the back. Now before we read anything, I need to show you page 113. Now it might be a bit weird why I'm saying this, but for some reason you add a frog with a steering wheel. So there's the steering wheel just there, and then there is the frog just there. What Easter egg that is with regards to the designer, I don't know. I will do a little bit of research, but if you know, then please let me know in the comment section below. But if we go all the way to the beginning, I'm not going to read this out like I did in the unboxing video. If you want this in clear on your screen, I did actually grab it from the Lego website, so you can read it for yourself and pause it, and I did read through it. But we're just going to go over it very, very quickly. So you can see you've got when dinosaurs ruled the earth on the one side, and then you've got all this amazing photography. I say photography, it's actually from the actual film itself, and it's got all of the very, very famous scenes just in there. And then obviously it carries on onto the next bit where it says the building blocks of prehistoric life, and this is a 1:12 scale. Now honestly, if you're on the shelf with this and you want a fantastic building experience, I cannot recommend this enough, and it does seem to be sturdy enough to move around so far, he says. So we will see when I start messing around with the head and what I can do with the tail, and then start stripping some other little bits and pieces apart. So you can see again, you've got the nice artwork that we saw on the back of the box, and then it says how to carry. So you hold it by each shaft, which are these bits just here, and then that is the easiest way to carry it around. So it does have a how to move your model as we go through, and then we just crack on with bag number one. Now if you have seen the unboxing video, the bag sizes are perfect sizes. You can get through them relatively quickly, and it's just bite-sized chunks. How all of this all starts to come together is really, really fascinating. It's a great build. You can see just from bag number 11 you are building the full leg, and as we get to the back, that's it. You just go straight into booklet number 3, and again you've got the 2 lines on the back just there. And then on here, this is the third booklet. And again, there's no writing on there. It starts off with bag number 17. And then right at the end, of course, you've got your brick count. You've got all the different bits and pieces on there for that. And then it shows you just how you clip the little bits and pieces together. Now, you have got an option with this with regards to actually having the plaque separate. And then you just pull the black bits off and around, and then you can just add them to there, so you can have the plaque and plinth in front, which we will mess around with in a minute, or you can have it how I've got it. So you can see here that clips in, or you can then pull the two that are on the back of this off and they go on to here. So I've not yet done that. I've only literally just finished building it, and I thought, right, I want to get this thing filmed, but I'm not too sure how to display it because it doesn't take up any room with this thing sticking out from over the feet. Now, we will have a very, very quick look at the minifigures after we've had a look at the set itself, just because I've got this camera involved. So see the minifigures down at the bottom, they do look very, very good. Yes, they have got these unbelievable sunglasses on both of them. This is the first time I've seen either one of these with the glasses on, but we will take a better look at those in a little while. Now, detail. There is a lot of detail in this, and I really actually want to try and spin some more lights around and just hopefully make that a little bit brighter. So we have obviously got a bit of skeleton with a little bit of poop on here, which is obviously where they start digging all the little bits and pieces up. And then we've got all of these, how you put all of these legs together, and you've got all the different layering and everything like that. It is very, very good. It's not boring, it's not repetitive. I basically did most of this in a full day. Then I did the head separately, and I've just finished the stand. So I could have done it if I had enough time. I would have built the whole thing in one hit, but again, you've got all these individual toes. All of these obviously move around and do, well, they can basically go to there and come back again, and they come all the way on the front. So you've got three on there, three on there, and then you can see down here you've got the bit that goes on this, the back of the ankle. This slots into this groove very, very cleverly, because as you come up, it's all in, it does bend round and it just pushes in on there, and then you build all around by the hip, and then you've got the bit just on here. So it's all layers and on layers on layers, and it is very, very, very clever, because what you do is the second you start to put all the bits and pieces in, you then build up the back all around it just on here. You get all the layers in, and you can see then you've got this little Technic pin just in here that you push all the way through, and it keeps this nice and sturdy, so you don't have to worry about it sort of coming out and going absolutely flying. Now, as we've got the camera low, before we start looking at all the detail, I do want to see what this is all about with regards to this bit being pulled off. Now, it is only in with the Technic pins, so that is as easy as that. Now, it was saying there was something on the back, so I'm assuming it means these two bits that you have hiding on the back just here, then you can just push those onto there like so. You push that onto there like so, and then if you want to, you can now just have that as a completely separate thing, and then that is what that looks like with it by itself. So it kind of looks like it's escaping now. So we'll keep it separate, because I will use this little stand for the minifigures, but I'm not too sure. I think that looks really, really nice with that at the front, with the minifigures at the bottom. I now have got options with regards to how I can display it. Now, the detail on the rib cage, when you start putting all of this in, it looks like it's all the same. It's not. They're all different lengths. They're all different stages. You can see you've got the bottom rib all the way through, and it just gets longer and longer. Then the elements change. They get chunkier and chunkier as they go through. Then you add more and more tubes, and you add more and more length as it starts to go round. And then you just literally slot each one of these in individually, and then you do the same thing on the other side. Now, the cool thing is how actually the arms go on, because you actually build the arms all in one piece, and then they just clip in to one of the Technic bits, where a pin on the one side and a pin on the other, and you've got these teeny tiny little T-Rex arms, which you can obviously do what you want with and place. Now, as you come up, you've got all of these extra bits in here. Now, they get a little bit fiddly, so if you've got a little bit of OCD, or you want to make them look absolutely perfect, you're going to have to angle each one of those individually. For me, I don't. So I don't really care too much, because I think it looks very, very smart as it already does. And again, you've got all of these pieces here, which are all individual. And these, again, they're all different to build up. So, you know, it might be a little bit of a bag with that, and you build the hip and all of that kind of thing. So how it's actually built is very, very interesting. And this is a brand new XXX, is it double X or triple XL piece brand new for this set, where it keeps the head in place, because of course this head is massive. Now we use Alan as a thing. He will stand inside his eyeball. So if I actually angle you up like so, and I actually stand, if I can stand him like that, there we go. That is the size comparison of the head. So he is in the eyeball socket, and you can just see, well, again, just how big the mouth is with regards to minifigure scale. So the head, I think, is 2 or 3 bags. That all goes on together. Nothing fell off when I popped the pin in on that, and it was absolutely fine. Jaw opens up, so you can have the mouth open quite wide if you want to, or you can have it shut. Now, because this set is so big, I am actually going to struggle to where to put you, but it opens or it closes. You can, I'm sure you can move it on this one. There we go. So you can have it open wider if you want to, or you can, I think it looks a little bit better, like probably there. I think you can't get it completely, you might be able to get it completely closed, but I don't really want to risk it because it's on these huge little ball joints just at the back, just here, and the jaw holds very, very nicely, so there's no worry really of it falling off. You can move the head up and down ever so slightly. It wouldn't surprise me one day if this becomes a different piece where you can actually spin this round and it will tilt the head one way or the other, but it's very, very sturdy, which is great. Now, as we start coming down, this is the length of the tail. It is huge. Now, if I lean all the way back on my little chair, it is longer than the IKEA table, because obviously this table is 1 meter long, so this is longer than that, but I have curved the tail round because you do get a good bit of curve on it because it is in individual pieces. So you build the back end just on here, you've got a Technic pin that drops in, you build this bit individually, then you build this bit individually, then it's that bit, then it's that bit, and then you've got the little length on the back. But each one of these, look, they do rotate round, so you can get quite a big angle on there. So you can now see the curve on there. So you had that obviously in a display or on maybe a Billy bookcase or something like that, but you had the tail facing me. I think it might fit on there as well, but I'm not too sure how I'm going to display mine. I know where it's going, but I just don't know if I'm going to have the head like this and have the tail curve around, because that now it's not over the edge of the table, and obviously it's so high off the ground you can put other sets in. But I will be adding this to my Jurassic Park display. Now we will take a very, very quick look at some, well, I think there's just one other Easter egg that we've got to take a look at, which is this thing just down here. Now I again didn't know that this was there. I'm sure this is the right panel. It'd be embarrassing if it's not. Yes, it is. You have to take this off. I'm saying that this is the right panel. I could be miles off. I think I am miles off, because I don't think that is the right panel. That is very, very embarrassing. Is it on the side? Am I going to have to get the instruction booklet? Well, that nearly was a disaster, because it's actually the wrong leg. It's on the front. That's how well these are built. I was looking at the instruction booklet the wrong way. So it is on the front. Now, both the panels match. You can see why I've been a bit of a moron. But it should, there we go. That's a bit better. Just slot out like this. And then inside it, you have this, which again is a print. So there's a lot going on with this, with lots of different Easter eggs and lots of little bits of detail. And you've also got, I'm going to pull this one out on purpose, little, that's just gone down the loft ladders. This review's really taken a quick turn for the worse, isn't it? Right, let's grab a different one. I'm gonna go for here. So there we go. So that's what I tried to get, is these. Now these things are beautiful. They have all of this gorgeous orange in, and they've all got the same thing. There's a fair few of those in there. So not only are they in there, we also have behind this leg, which I've also got to be very, very careful about with a tail, is can you recognise what that thing is just there? Now, if you do know what that is, let me know in the comment section below. I do, but I don't want to spoil it for you if you've not yet seen the original film. All right, we'll try it again with a better camera. So that's the bit that just went flying down the loft ladder. You can see you've got the gorgeous orange on the front. And if I was to spin this round now, you can then see you've actually got more detail on the back as well. Now, if I can, because this is now going to get a little bit tricky, I'll give you a bit of a better look at the bit that is in the set just round here. So if you can see, I just zoom it in. Do you know what that bit is just there? I know it's quite difficult to see with the lighting's not fantastic, but it is in the film. So if you have seen it, I think that's a really, really nice little Easter egg to what he holds in the film, basically all the way around it. Now, moving on to the minifigures. Now, I thought both of these looked fantastic the second they came out of the packaging, because I didn't realise they actually came with the alternate head, which is this one just here. So I think she looks great. I think Dr. Allen also looks fantastic as well, and they both look great with their shades on, but we'll take them one at a time and we'll have a quick look at the alternate heads and all that kind of thing as well. So we'll get him out of the way. I need to put that piece back on and we'll take a good look at her. So if you just wanted the normal face, which again does look very, very good, that is what she looks like. So she's got the dark blue going into the belt, and then obviously we've got all of the crimples and all that kind of thing. This is from the scene right at the start of the first film, before he lands, well, as he lands with his helicopter to give him all of the money that he wants with regards to actually coming over to the Jurassic Park island. As it spins around, there's no print on the arms, no print on the legs, but we do have more print on the back just here. So you can see, again, all of the really, really nice detail going across the back on this one. You've also got the skin tone arms, and you've got all of those little bits and pieces just on there. But again, you've got the option of face number 1 or face number 2, and obviously that is a very, very famous scene where they're both wearing their shades and they both take them off to see the dinosaurs for the very, very first time. And of course, well, she likes shoveling poop, doesn't she? So she's going to come with her own shovel. Now we'll keep her in the background so you can just have a bit of a longer look at her as we get the next figure through. So there are only 2 that come with this. I'm glad that you do get at least some minifigures. It's quite nice. They come as a pair, and the stand does look very, very good with them. So again, with this one, always comes with that. Now that is obviously supposed to be the raptor bit where he blows through, where it makes the noise. I think it's supposed to be the vocal cords, isn't it, from that. Again, this one just has a more happy smiley face on there, so if you wanted to just have that one, then obviously you can do. And there is a little bit of muck all across his face as well. So you've got it all around by the lips, all around by the cheeks, and then you've got the sort of all around by the eyes and upon the forehead and things like that. So there's quite a bit going on with this one. Now if I get the raptor piece out the way, we'll start with the trousers and work our way up. So again, you've got the sort of tan trouser with the brown belt buckle and all the little bits and pieces going across on there. That does look great. And then you've got the shirt, which has 4, maybe 5 different colours going on. You've got the darker red, the orange, the blue, and then you've got more of a tan going on as well. Then you've got the 4 buttons going all the way across the top, and then you've got the shirt that you've got underneath. The print carries on with this one all the way down the arm, so this one does have very, very good print. And then you've got the little crinkles going up by the sleeve, and again, all the print carries on the back. But I think these 2 minifigures side by side, they do look very, very good indeed. But I think that is it, and I am done. So let me know in the comment section below what you think of this set. Are you a fan? Can you display it anywhere? And if you were to get it, would you display it with the plaque and plinth in front, or would you have it off angled to the side and have the minifigures stood somewhere else? So there's a couple of things that I'm going to be messing around with and playing into my own display, but keep your eyes peeled for the Disaster series, where this finally will get added into the actual display itself. Now, I might have forgot to mention before we wrap things up that all the bits underneath the tail, which is these bits just here, they do move. So you can click each one of these individually to that angle if you want to, and again, you can do the little different bits and pieces with the ribs. But guys, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care and catch you next one.